Jace Trevin had always believed himself to be one of the best in the Intergalactic Academy's combat program. Human-born, fast, smart, and top of his class in tactical theory and close quarters combat, he walked the training decks with confidence, and his instructors, though professional, had quietly admitted to each other that Jace was the most promising cadet Earth had ever sent to the Citadel. That was before she arrived. Zyra Vel came from the Eridani cluster, a species that evolved in 3 times Earth's gravity and breathed a denser, ion-rich atmosphere. Her kind were known for their speed, precision, and calm detachment. No one expected her to join the human-led cohort, and certainly no one expected her to keep quiet during orientation, observing everything and saying nothing. Until the sparring challenge. It was a simple exercise. Randomized pairings, light contact only, meant to test reaction time and awareness. Jace, as usual, volunteered early. He wanted to prove himself against the best. When Zyra's name appeared on the match roster against his, a ripple of curiosity passed through the gathered cadets. "You okay with this?" he asked her as they stepped into the circle. "Don't want to go hard on someone who's still learning our style." She tilted her head, her voice quiet and even. "I will try not to embarrass you." He thought she was joking. The bell rang. It took 5 seconds. Jace lunged with a feint to draw her guard, then followed with a pivoting hook kick, standard Earth maneuver. He never saw her sidestep, catch his arm mid-spin and twist. The crack was sharp, sickening. The room went still. He collapsed with a scream, clutching his broken arm. Zyra stepped back immediately, hands raised in compliance. Instructors rushed in. No one spoke for a full minute. Instructor Reese knelt beside Jace, checking the brake. "Medics are on their way, you'll be all right." Jace tried to sit up, teeth clenched in pain. She snapped it like it was nothing. Zyra didn't gloat, didn't even look proud. She looked at the instructors, then bowed slightly. He moved predictably, I reacted. The room erupted into whispers. The incident made its way through the Citadel within hours. A human, best in class, defeated and injured by a quiet alien cadet. Jace spent 3 weeks in medical recovery, his pride more fractured than his bones. He watched from the sidelines as Zyra continued to rise, now partnered with higher-tier cadets, and tested in more advanced simulations. He hated how graceful she was, how calm, but he also couldn't stop watching her. One night, after physical therapy, he saw her meditating alone in the gravity chamber. Red light illuminated her scaled arms, her eyes closed in focus. She didn't flinch when he stepped inside. "You always fight like that?" he asked. Zyra opened her eyes. "With precision. Do you feel anything when you do it?" "Hurting people, I mean. Your species tends to mistake emotion for weakness. Mine learns to feel but not to show. I did not enjoy hurting you." Jace laughed, a short, bitter thing. "Could have fooled me." She stood, walked closer. "You were fast, but you assumed you would win. So I deserved it." "No, you deserved to learn." That was the beginning of something strange. He began sparring again, this time studying her movements, copying her footwork, trying to anticipate the way she thought. Zyra didn't speak often, but when she did, her feedback was brutal and insightful. And somehow, through the bruises and silent observation, they became not friends, but something like rivals with an unspoken respect. The Academy noticed. Soon, the two were paired in simulations. War games, field survival missions, even co-piloting drills. And then came the assignment. Pirate activity near the Eager Rift had increased. A real deployment, not just a drill. They were chosen to lead a small cadet squad with an instructor observing. Jace's heart pounded when the orders came in. Real stakes, real danger. He wasn't sure he trusted her or himself, but the mission was chaos from the start. The pirates weren't just raiders. They had alien tech, warp dampeners, and shield disruptors Earth hadn't seen before. The squad's ship took damage during descent on a moon near the rift. Half the squad was pinned in a canyon under enemy fire. Jace and Zyra went in together. It was the first time he saw her in true battle, not restrained by training limits or protocol. She moved like liquid metal, eyes glowing faintly, a blur of blades and energy bursts. And he found himself fighting alongside her, trusting her timing, mirroring her pace. They were unstoppable, until Jace got hit. A plasma bolt to the shoulder. He staggered, yelling in pain. Zyra was there instantly, dragging him behind cover. "You will not die here." He managed a weak grin. "Don't make promises you can't." She kissed him, just once, fast, desperate. Then she stood, screamed something in her language, and charged the pirate emplacement like a storm. When the medevac finally arrived, Zyra was holding Jace's hand as he drifted in and out of consciousness. The mission was marked as a success. 3 pirates captured, technology salvaged, all cadets returned alive. They were awarded honors, and then reassigned. Different postings, different sectors. He didn't see her again for years. Jace became an officer, then a captain, commanding a small fleet along the Orion Arm. He still carried the scar on his arm, a reminder of their first fight, and the war that followed. One day, a distress signal came in. Civilian transport under attack near the Polaris trade route. He answered it without hesitation. When his ship dropped from warp, the attackers were already scattering, defeated by a single gunship. A sleek, fast vessel with Eridani markings. A familiar voice came over the comms. "Still assuming you'll win before you fight, Jace Trevin." He stared at the screen as Zyra's face appeared, unchanged, eyes bright with mischief. "I hoped it was you," he said, heart thundering. She nodded slowly. "So did I." They talked, and that night, no longer cadets, no longer enemies or rivals, they shared another kiss. Longer this time, certain. They began serving together again by choice. Some battles are won with strength, others with understanding, and the strongest bonds are forged not in peace but in challenge. It began with a broken arm, and became something that could bend stars.